the Center for the Preservation of Artists' Legacies aims to address legacy challenges facing visual contemporary artists and their life's work. It seeks to identify and implement strategies to promote equity in the stewardship of multiple individual artistic legacies with innovative cross-disciplinary solutions. Now, one of the things that CEPL is attempting to do is attempting to bring together, the proposed center is dedicated to education, research, recovery, preservation, and placement of visual artworks and their legacies. So, that is a really hard distinction. Artworks, legacy, because you've got artworks and archives, basically. What CEPL would do is engage experts and field practitioners from across the country involved in all aspects of the legacy stewardship to create an interdisciplinary community of practice with an appropriate location, and staff and students are very much a part of this. The center would offer a one-stop, all-inclusive destination to research the works and conditions impacting visual artists, as well as resources and advisory services for those seeking to preserve their legacy. Initially, the center would take on a number of case studies as exemplars to the field, and ultimately house legacies of multiple visual artists. So what we're trying to do is look at about 35 to 75 artists that can cross merge and come together in a single location. When I first started this project, I would say about like 5 years into it, the first university that we approached was U of VM. So that was the University of Vermont. I think it's Vermont in medicine and something, but it was specifically there, and it was our tester. It was like our field prospectus that was developed and pitched to the university president, and to try and engage and really get them to think seriously about that aspect. But they didn't have enough of a developed arts department. And I did think in terms of universities first and foremost. The second place was Williams College, which was far more realistic. And I did that pitch, that proposal, and it was during COVID. So COVID played a big role in why that didn't come about, but we did get a lot of interest. Williams College is in Mass, and it's right beside the Clark. It's beside Mass MoCA. It's there's a lot of universities around. I think there's 5 universities around there. And so we thought if we could get Williams to really take an interest and actually build out, because they've got the resources. It's a very it's a wonderful location, and only 4 hours from New York, which is kind of where the population of the art world, the populace, is just where the numbers are highest in terms of where artists actually live, work, and engage in the market. And I went through a number of we went through that process for about 2 years, pitching universities and really trying. There was a group of people who were very sophisticated people who were interested in seeing it actually live within a college environment, but that wasn't going to happen. And I'll tell you why. Because it only takes in a small amount. It doesn't allow for public trafficking, and it does not take into account placement. One of the biggest problems we have with legacy is storage, the amount of space, and the placement of art. We cannot and the vetting of art, the culling of the works that must occur. And, artists think everything is important, and they just hang on to just about everything. And I've got to say that this year's CEPL conference tried to focus on this specific issue of the idea of the individual artist culling and thinking about disseminating the works. And, we did that mostly on day 2. But storage is a major issue, and then finance is associated there. And universities cannot accommodate the holding of this much. NYU is very much part of our conference. They're at the table with us continuously, and Yale is as well. And we all see the problems, and everyone is kind of at a place where they cannot take in anymore. They just can't take in anymore because they can't process it properly and contextualize it properly. It's just too much. It's too much stuff. There's too much stuff out there right now, so where we are at is artists need to really reduce their own footprint and really understand what is important and what is not important, and actually be active about disbursement while they're still with us, and while we can sort of take it from there. But there's so many moving parts with this. It's hard. There are no pitches because it's such a complex set of systems